and welcome to another edition of News 6. I'm Loretta Flaherty. Today's show is presented by Mrs. Mary Kelsey, Mr. Wendell Miller, and Mr. Charles Peckinpah's 6th grade class from Ada Exempted Village in Ada, Ohio. Today's program will show our special activities in our community and our school. But with our first story, Teresa will tell you about a very famous factory.
Do you know where footballs that are used in the Super Bowl come from? They come from our hometown, Ada, Ohio. Bobby Brush interviewed Steve Zerker about how these footballs are made at the Wilson factory.
How many employees do you have?
Okay, we have approximately 150 employees. And the employees out there they're very proud of the fact that they make the best football in the world.
What's the process of putting a football together?
The first thing you do in making a football is you take a piece of cowhide. What we do is we cut it out of the hide. We'll stamp it and brand a name into it. Then we'll sew lining on the back, such as this, okay? And we'll proceed down and we'll make what we call a half section. And that's when we sew two halves together, such as this right here, okay? Then we'll proceed to take one of the half sections and we'll die it out, and this is where your lace holes go, okay? And then from that, a sewer will get the ball, the two half sections, and they will sew what we call a full section. And this is when you really become a football. It's wrong side out, but this is when it really becomes a football. Then a turner will take a bar and he will turn this back through this small opening here. Eventually, what you will wind up with then is a ball like this after it's laced. Okay? Now, this is the most important football that we make in this factory. It's the NFL game ball. We're the only factory in the world that makes it. As far as Wilson, we're the only factory in the world that makes a leather football.
How many footballs do professional football teams use during one game?
Okay, I can only tell you what the NFL has told us. The home team provides 24 balls for a game. And not all balls are used in that game.
Just as our hometown has a special factory, in our next story, Joy will tell you about our school that has a special activity.
Very few elementary schools have their own student council. At Ada Elementary School, we have one that tries to help our school. Beth Young interviewed our council's advisor, Mrs. Mary Kelsey.
I call this Ada Elementary Student Council meeting to order.
Misty Lawrence.
Here.
Aaron Brown.
Here.
Todd Bucher.
Here.
Rachel Smith.
Here.
Cindy Wentz.
Here.
Jenny Young.
Here.
Bruce Now.
Here.
Ginger Potagil.
Here.
Doug Pullen.
Here.
Noah Williams.
Here.
Lisa Beanblossom.
Here.
Kelly Williams.
Here.
Ryan Williams.
Here.
Hans Strayer. Rochelle West.
Here. Reading of the minutes, please.
The meeting was called to order by President Rochelle West at 3:35 p.m. on January 29th. The first order of business was to have the committee's report. Rochelle West, Kelly Williams, and Rachel Smith reported on the talent show. The new business is about the honor roll. We need to know if we're going to do the assembly. A committee is being formed to ask this. Melissa Williams is going to chair. Bruce Now and Ryan Bucher are going to help. The meeting was adjourned at 11 p.m.
When was the student council first started?
The first year we had the Ada Elementary Student Council was in the 1983-84 school year.
Why was it started?
We started the Student Council so that we could develop a better relationship between the students and the staff, the teachers and the principal, and also to work out any kinds of problems that the students might have that they could bring to the teacher's attention and to the administration's attention.
What has the council done?
Our big project for the first year was to establish the honor roll. We had never had an honor roll in the elementary before, and we worked out a program where we had an honor roll for grades 4, 5, and 6. The honor roll was an all-A honor roll and also an A-B honor roll, which meant you could have a minimum of all Bs to be on that honor roll.
How many people are involved in the Ada Elementary Student Council?
We have 15 student council members. There are fourth graders, 3 of them, 1 from each grade. There are 6 representatives from 5th grade and 6 representatives from 6th grade, and then I am the student council advisor. The main goal of the student council is to make the Ada Elementary School a better place for everybody to be in.
Our classmates like to participate in the student council, but one classmate participated in something very unusual. Amy tells us about it.
How would you like to take a trip to Florida? Not just an ordinary trip, but one in a horse and wagon. Well, that's what one of our 6th graders, Jason McLean, did in 1975. The McLean family and friends left Mount Victory, Ohio with 2 horses and a wagon for a 3-month journey to Florida. They stayed on back roads and cooked most of their meals over an open fire. When the McLeans reached their destination, they sold their horse and wagon and flew home. Traveling in a horse and wagon is certainly unusual and different, but traveling in a cement canoe, Linda has a story.
The Department of Civil Engineering at Ohio Northern University in Ada, Ohio, has a unique yearly project. Students compete in a cement canoe race. Hans Strayer interviewed Dr. Donald Milks about this project.
How are the concrete canoes handled on the water?
Concrete canoes are actually handled very awkwardly in the water. They're heavy and rather difficult to keep on a straight course. We've had some races where our students have gone into the shore instead of completing the race.
Where did the idea of concrete canoes originate?
Well, historically, some Frenchmen built concrete canoes or ferro-cement canoes back in the late 1800s. But the idea of a concrete canoe race among civil engineering students really started in 1971 with kind of a challenge between students and faculty from Purdue University and the University of Illinois.
How has Ohio Northern University performed, and what do the students get from the experience?
Our students, over the years of competing, have had a lot of fun in both the building of the canoes and the racing of the canoes. But we're one of the least qualifying canoeing schools in this area, primarily because we don't have many places to practice. But they do have a lot of fun, and it's really great that the students get together in the spring, students from various parts of this region, to have the race.
Could you please explain the construction technique?
Yes, over the years we've done several different things. One of the first things we did was to build a frame using reinforcing bars welded together, covered it with a mesh, and then put the cement concrete mix on by hand. We've also used a mold where the canoe is molded against the shape, and then the mold removed and the concrete canoe remains.
How long does it take to complete a concrete canoe?
It generally takes about a month, and that probably doesn't include the original design work. It's more a case of construction, and it takes a while for the concrete to dry. We do it in different stages. But I think a month to 6 weeks is about the lead time we need before the race starts.
Only once in 10 years has a cement canoe sunk, and that was at the University of Notre Dame.
Thank you for joining us. Be here next week when students from Elida, Ohio will present New 6. Have a nice week.